Hi y'all, Jeff here back with Jeff's Cars. And again, welcome back. And so today, I'm going to divulge something that I wasn't aware of until I did pulled the build plate and pulled all the options. And there's a link on the web that gives the breakdown of all of the Mercedes codes and the VIN, the build plate that's right here in the engine compartment. And so I'm standing by the 1972 350 SL. And I found out something disturbing because, well, here's the thing. I was going to start the process of stripping it down, getting it ready to paint. And as one of my videos, I mentioned that I was going to try and paint it by Thanksgiving. Well, Thanksgiving is next week. Ain't going to happen, but because I had a lot of things going on. But I was looking for, I wanted to find out what color it was. Now, and then I'll move on to the 280 SEL as well. But this one did not start out as red. And so what I'm putting this out there for, my subscribers and anybody that views this, I'd like your comments on what the value difference would be if I kept it red or put it back to its original color. And I'll divulge the original color here in a little bit. But is it worth keeping it this color? Because I was just going to strip it down somewhat and then just reshoot it. Well, to find out the original color is significantly different, do now I want to go back to its original color? And if that's the case, then I got to go completely down at least to that color or the primer color, or into the primer color to really get it a good paint. Get it a good coverage, and an even coverage. So, folks, the original color on this was 050 white. And I'll take the camera off of I'll just move the camera and I'll show you the plate that it's from, and it's right there. And of course you can kind of tell that right through here, because this is all chipped off and whatnot, it shows the white. Now that's not a pure white, that's just white. So what do you think, folks? You think I should keep this white, or keep it red and leave it as such, or go back to the original white? And if I go back to the original white, I'm going to have to get into all the fender wells and things of this nature to make that white. What I wanted to do was just take down this top coat that was so poorly painted and get down to where it's nice and even, and just reshoot it where it matters. But somebody has done a good job, and I don't know when, because remember, this has got, now it tells me it's got 2 coats of red on it. Because if you go back to the previous videos, this one, it had a poor paint job where they painted red over the red with the hard top on. So now that means that we've got to go down and just really, I got to take parts off underneath the hood. I've got to get down along the inner fenders. I got to take parts off to really get this back to its original glory. Now, my wife, she does not like white cars at all. She is not a fan of white. And since she claimed this, that's going to be the other factor. Now, I think this car would look very nice white with the red interior. And that was kind of a pagoda color, you know, in the series before this. But, you know, it's, again, it's a preference thing. So, let's go over the tag on this one. And this one's got the first number is 246. That signifies it's got a rear defrost. Okay. The next one, 454, tank lock. Well, I explained that in one of the videos, on one of the first videos, that the ignition key opens the it opens the gas filler cap. 491 US version, so we know this is the US version. 515 indicates that it's supposed to have the Becker Euro radio, which it does not. And then 580 is air conditioning. And then, of course, the paint color 050 with the letter G after it. I can't find anything for G, excuse me, but 050 is just white. Not bright white, not classic white, just white. So it's really not a pure white color. So put your comments down below and tell me what your thoughts are. Do I bring it back to its original glory, or do I leave this one, you know, just go with the red, sand it down, get it to where, you know, I've got good parts to it? Because in this one, I'm going to have to take the hood pad off, everything. It's going to be a lot of work to strip this one down and make it original, back to its originality. So, you know, a lot of times in the collector piece of it, some people say the color doesn't make any difference. That's where I need y'all's input. Put your comments down below. I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to go back into the other garage and we'll talk about the 280 SEL, because it's got some interesting options as well. Hold tight, folks. We'll be right back. All right, and we're back, and we're in the other garage next to the 280 SEL. Now this one, the plate is in the same location on the radiator bracket. And so it has, here are its codes: 246, which is a rear window defrost. This one has the option, the auto transmission shifter in the floor, which I think I had explained that in one of the other videos. This one has option 466, which is the central locking system. So the doors lock via vacuum, and that would also include probably, and I believe it does because I saw a vacuum line on the rear gas door. It's a security thing. When Mercedes put the gas doors on the right rear fender, they also locked, like my other ones. 491 US version, 515 the Becker Europa radio, and then it's got an above all the numbers that go across, 589, which has two parts to it. 581, which is a Thermo King air conditioning system, and then 584 power windows. So that goes back to tell me basically what I had made in a statement in another video, that the leather seats were a standard feature to the SEL version. Now, there was no options on there for the power sunroof. So, but in 1972, you couldn't get an aftermarket put in there. There were just no aftermarkets. Now, I do know that the switch, I was looking at the switch, it's not a Mercedes switch, so I'm going to have to order one of them. Looks like it's a switch from a Lincoln Continental, when I was actually digging around up there. So I'll probably have to find one of them. And with 1 in 50 of these model cars being made with a sunroof, that's probably going to be a little bit difficult to find. But I'm guessing that I could probably use one from, a W120 or 116 chassis. So, excuse me, folks, there you go. This car here, oh, and the color. Let me bring the color. This is Horizon Blue. So, and 304G. And this one is the actual original color. Now, it has been re-clear coated. I could tell that because the color over the clear over the top of the cracked single stage paint, the single stage and base coat clear coat actually expand and contract on the body at a different rate, and so therefore with all the checkers and the cracks below it, this is going to require a complete sand down, and more than likely this one will probably shoot single stage versus a base coat clear coat, because in all reality you should be staying the same. But now that means this car also needs to be completely, if I get it all sanded completely and re-primed, basically almost down to metal, get it completely sanded down to metal, then I can go with a base coat clear coat. But if I get it where there's still some paint left, then we'll have to shoot it as a single stage, which actually is a little cheaper. But this one, I'm probably not going to paint it this year at all. We still got to get it running, and I'm waiting on a vacuum or a fuel tank, a filter screen, and to get the fuel delivery system working on it. So it's going to be a little bit by little bit kind of a challenge. But folks, there you have it. Again, I will try to put the link to the entire list. It's about 213 pages long in a PDF file of all the Mercedes codes, just so that you have it, so that when you're looking at cars, you can go to that build plate and look at what the options were, and essentially the color. You can just get on there and Google the color, and it'll tell you what it is. We appreciate you watching. If you have any comments, put them down below. If you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe. Channel continues to grow. We appreciate everybody watching. Have a great day.